See, as I said in the video, this was yesterday's Effortless English show, that most people, they don't try to live their dreams. They don't try to take a chance and be happy and do what they really want to do in life because they're afraid, right? They're afraid of failure, or they're afraid of other people's opinions. That's what this question's about. They're too worried about what other people think, that other people will laugh at them, that other people will criticize them, that other people will not like what they're doing. I mean, so many things. It's just, it's sad. And for that reason, they won't do it. They won't start their business. They won't change their job to something they love. They won't go travel. They won't go live abroad. They won't do whatever it is. They won't try to be an artist or a musician. Whatever it is they really want to do, they don't do it because they're afraid of other people's opinions. This is a tragedy. It's sad. It's so, so sad to make your life unhappy because of what other people think. So how do you not do this? Well, the first step is really to realize that this is crazy. This is crazy, that it's your life. It's not their life, it's your life. They can make their own choices. You are responsible 100% for your life. You're not responsible for anyone else unless you have children. So no other adults, for sure. You're not responsible for them. They make their decisions. They live their lives how they want to. So you let people do that. So the first step is don't focus on other people and what they do. Don't criticize them. Let them do what they want. Even if you don't like what they're doing, you don't agree, doesn't matter. In fact, encourage other people. Encourage other people to live their dreams, which might be very different than yours. Encourage them to do it. Because, maybe they're also afraid of your opinion or others' opinions. So be positive. Encourage other people. That's a good first step. Because as you encourage other people, you'll start to realize, well, I need to do this too. I need to encourage myself. And that's the second part, is just to be responsible for your own life. 100% responsible. No one else is. No one else is going to solve your problems for you. No one else is going to make you happy. No one else is going to decide for you in the best way. You have to do these things. Only you are responsible for your own life, so you must do this. Live for what's most deeply important to you. You've got to find that and live that. And, in terms of the practical, like how exactly do you do this? You do it in small steps. If right now you're really afraid and nervous about other people's opinions all the time, well, you just take a first step. What's the first small thing you can do that's different, that is important to you? Do something small first, and if other people criticize, practice ignoring them. Practice telling them, doesn't matter what you think, this is my life. Then make another small decision, and another small decision, and then little steps, you start moving towards your dreams, the life you want. That's my best advice and my best answer for that question. Emmanuel says, hi, my dear master. I'm considering getting the Real English course since I finished Power English and the original course. Good for you. Good job. Do you recommend it? And what is the difference between the two? Yes, I do recommend the Real English course. It's learnrealenglish.com if you're interested, learnrealenglish.com. Now, the Learn Real English course is fairly advanced. It has a lot of more casual English. It has idioms. And the lessons are to help you understand real conversations. So there's 2 teachers at least. There's 3 of us at learnrealenglish.com. It's myself, me, and my friends, my very good friends, Kristen and Joe. So all the lessons have at least 2 of us on the lessons, and all 3 of us do the whole course. So you can hear 2 people talking to each other, 2 Americans talking to each other using very natural English. So it's a little bit advanced, it's a little bit more difficult, but I highly recommend it. So yes, try it. All right. AJ, Coach AJ, this is from Reef. How do you stay motivated? Well, there's a good quote about motivation. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker, kind of an old motivational speaker. He's died. He's dead. But you can find his videos on YouTube still. And I think it was him that said, motivation is like brushing your teeth, or taking a bath, or eating. You need to do it every day. It's an everyday habit. And I think some people have the idea of motivation or inspiration that it's something you just do once really strong. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to learn English. Yes, and you do it, and then you get excited, and you start studying more, and you're doing a good job. You feel energetic, and maybe for 1 week, maybe for 2 weeks, and then it starts going down, right? Going down. You start getting bored. You start getting tired. It starts dropping. And I think, what happened? What's wrong? I was motivated. Now I'm not. Well, what's wrong is that you have to do this every day, right? Just like you eat every day, right? You don't eat one time, big meal, eat a lot, and then the next 2 weeks don't eat, and then you say, why am I hungry again? Well, it's because you have to eat regularly. Same with brushing your teeth, right? You brush your teeth every day. Keep them clean. Take a bath. You wash yourself, right? If you don't do these things, then you get dirty again. Well, it's the same thing with motivation. If you don't motivate yourself, and if you don't get motivation, then you naturally will lose it. It's something you have to build. It's a habit. So how do you do this? Well, you do things like listening to motivational videos, motivational podcasts. I mean, this is why I try to give you a lot of motivation in my audios and videos, because I know one time's not enough. You need it every day. You need it every single day. It's also like exercise, right? You can't just exercise one time per month and think you will have better fitness. You won't. That's not enough. You got to exercise regularly. The best kind of exercise is when you can do it every single day. At least, walk and jog or something like that every single day. So it's a habit. Motivation's a habit. So make it a habit that every day you listen to something that motivates you, that inspires you. Listen to my podcast and these videos, and you can find others as well. There are many. You can read books that are motivational to you. Make it an everyday habit. That's how you keep your motivation high. Oh, we have some people talking about the World Cup on my Twitter. First game, Russia beats Saudi Arabia. Sorry, Saudi Arabia. Keep going. Don't be too sad. You have at least 2 more games. Russia, woohoo! Congratulations. Very strong first game for the hosts. Excellent. So good luck to Russia in their next 2 games as well. As you can see, I'm wearing my Japan jersey because I'm supporting Japan in this World Cup. Some people ask me, AJ, why not the United States? Well, if you are following the World Cup, you already know the answer. The United States is not in the World Cup this year. They did not qualify. Their team's not very good. So I cannot support America this year because they didn't make it. So I chose Japan. That's where I'm living right now. That's where I am right now. I'm in Japan. I'm in Osaka, Japan right now. So Japan's my team this year. I also Brazil. I support Brazil. Spain's great. We have effortless English members in many, many countries, so I'll support lots of teams. But my first one is Japan this time. Okay, now this is an interesting question from Ali. Do you have any advice for feeling shy when speaking English, especially about pronunciation? I cannot pronounce, or have trouble pronouncing, the letters S and Z. I think it might be a medical problem. Makes me feel shy. How can I overcome this? I'm 31, and I studied English. Okay, well, if it's really a medical problem, if there's nothing you can do about it, if there's, some issue with your mouth or your throat or something, and you just, your tongue, and there's nothing you can really do, well, then you just have to let go. Okay, you just have to let go and stop worrying about it. The important thing is, you're not, here's the thing about, when you're speaking English, for example, and the thing about pronunciation in general, do you want to have a clear accent, as clear as possible? Yes, you do. Why? Why? This is the next question, the important question. Why? People People think it's about, being, impressing other people, having a high status or something like that. No, it's just so you are understood. That's the reason. The reason you try to improve your pronunciation is so that you are more understandable to more people. Okay, so it's not one accent is wrong and another one is correct and good. So if you have a French accent, it doesn't mean that it's a bad accent. Because even in the United States, there are several different kinds of accents. There's a Southern accent, there's a New York accent, there's a Boston accent, there's a Southern California accent, and then there's the standard accent, which is mine. Does that mean the Southern accent is bad? No, I grew up in the South. I used to have a Southern accent when I was a child. I like the Southern accent. I think it's wonderful, but I do not recommend that you learn it. Why? Because it's less understandable to most people. People in the South understand it very well, but people in other areas might not understand it as easily. So that's the reason to focus on the standard accents. Standard really just means the most common, the most popular, the accent that the most people know and use. So the standard American accent is the accent that most Americans understand and know and use. It's kind of the Midwest, the middle part of the country accent. And it's the accent that you'll hear most actors using, most of the newscasters using, most of the radio people using. It's that standard American accent. And the British have their own version of this, a standard British accent. And also, in the UK, they also have many different accents, right? There's the Cockney accent, and I don't know, within the UK, then there's the Scottish accent. I'm sure there's a Welsh accent. And, like a strong Scottish accent is difficult for me to understand if it's very strong. However, the standard British accent is very, very, very easy for me to understand. I'm not British, but it's super easy to understand. It's very clear because it's common. I have heard it in many different movies and on the internet, so I've heard it a lot. It's very clear and common. So that's why the standard accents are important. So, like with this question, if you have one sound that's very difficult for you, the important thing is that people can understand you. They understand what you're saying. They understand what you're trying to communicate. So you might have to, if you have a medical problem, you can't change this, you might have to try to do other things to make your speech more understandable. Now, many words, they will still understand you because it will be obvious what the word is. Like if you say, I see you, right? I see. If you say, I see you, which is a wrong pronunciation, it's more like a Z sound. If you say, I see you, which sounds maybe a little German, even like a German accent, people probably will understand you because Z is not a word. And from the situation, they can probably understand what you're saying, even if you don't pronounce it 100% correctly. Now, one way I make myself more understandable, if I'm traveling, maybe I travel different parts of the world, people don't understand English much. Use gestures. You have to use your body language. So if you say that, the word see, do something like this, like you put your fingers with your eyes, point at your eyes. Something simple like that just helps a little bit more with understanding. The person will they'll understand, yeah, see. They're just talking about his eyes, see, right? So, pointing and using your gestures. You can even carry a notepad and you could write a word. So if you're saying a word, they don't understand what you're saying, Z, and they're, huh? Well, you can always just if you have a little notepad with you or your phone, you can type it on your phone or write it on the notepad, just write out S-E-E, see. And they go, see, right. And then they keep going. So communication is the goal, right? Not to look good. It's not about looking good and people think, oh my gosh, you're so great. No, it's just about communicating clearly. And if you do have some kind of problem that stops you from pronouncing something correctly, or maybe you're just lower level. Maybe you're only a high beginner now or low intermediate. So your pronunciation might not be so good. Your grammar might not be very good. Your vocabulary might be quite small. Just do your best, communicate. Again, use a notepad, use short sentences, speak slowly, use body language. Do all of these things to make your communication more understandable. That's the thing to do. So don't make it about ego. A lot of people with pronunciation, it's about their ego. Like, yes, I need to sound perfect. No, it's just you need to sound clear, very clear. That's why you work on it, because it makes your communication